This video segment is to provide you with a combination of 7 meals that will teach you the various techniques that can be used in all your cooking needs going forward into the future. The Kitchen Charm cooking system is designed to provide you and your family a lifetime of cooking ease and healthier lifestyle through proper nutrition. The purpose of this video segment is not to teach recipes. Your Kitchen Charm cookbook has a variety of recipes for you to try. Instead, what we will accomplish in the next few minutes is to provide you with techniques and tips to enhance your cooking experience. After cleaning your cookware with warm soapy water and vinegar added, you are ready to begin the first of our 7 meals. The set combination that you have purchased may not include all of the pieces we are demonstrating with, so you may need to substitute another piece for any of the meals that we are demonstrating. The first of the 7 meals that we will prepare is a dinner. For this meal, we have 2 boneless chicken breasts, a lemon, a package of frozen peas, and fresh cut carrots. To fry any meat, including chicken, we will prepare for this demonstration by preheating the utensil on a little over medium heat setting and wait for a couple of minutes. When the pan has reached the proper cooking temperature, a drop of water on the cooking surface will scatter rather than evaporate. This is when you know the utensil has reached the proper cooking temperature for frying. Place the chicken in the skillet and press down to the surface to maximize the food's contact with the cookware. But after a couple of minutes, the chicken will begin to release. If you are cooking the legs, thighs, and other pieces of the chicken that you would prefer to have the golden brown on all sides, then turn those pieces to fry all around. In the case of the chicken breast, some people prefer not to turn the chicken, so we will prepare one in each way in this example. To enhance the flavor of the chicken breast a bit, we're going to squeeze some fresh lemon at this time. When searing the meat, do not cover the pan down completely over the skillet, as the food will need air to brown and sear. When the cover is fully in place, it forms a vapor seal that will baste the chicken instead of frying it. Let's start our vegetables. We have placed some freshly cut raw carrots in the 1-quart saucepan. To this, we are going to add some frozen peas. We are going to add just a few tablespoons of water to the vegetable. The small amount of water will turn into a vapor as the cookware heats. You place the saucepan on the burner with the cover in place. Open the valve and turn the burner to medium. In a couple of minutes, the moisture will turn to a vapor when the cooking temperature is achieved and the whistle will begin to sound. When the whistle sounds, turn the heat to the lowest setting. Close the valve and allow an additional 10 minutes of cooking time. Depending on the vegetable you are preparing, times will vary slightly. Refer to your cookbook for more information. At this point, we will also close the cover over the chicken with the ready temp valve in the closed position and turn the heat to low. When the cooking time is complete, open the cover to test that the vegetables are done to your preference. Notice the vibrant color of the vegetables is retained, and so are the nutrients. There you have it, your first meal in Kitchen Charm. For your second meal, we will prepare a few breakfast basics. To begin, we will preheat the 10-inch gourmet skillet on slightly over medium heat to prepare for frying sausage. When the water scatters on the surface, the pan has reached the proper searing temperature, and we place the sausage links in the pan with no fats or oils added. The meat will stick for a couple of minutes until it sears and releases. We will then turn and brown on all sides. When the sausage is brown as desired, we can put the cover in place to finish the cooking process. Next, we will prepare the hash brown potatoes in the small skillet. We place the skillet on the burner slightly over medium heat. Since there are no natural oils in a potato, and if you want true hash brown flavor, you will need to add a couple of tablespoons of butter or margarine to the pan at this time. If you prefer no butter or margarine, you can add a few tablespoons of water to cook the potatoes fat-free. We are going to shred 1 large potato with the food cutter. When the butter in the pan begins to bubble and is slightly browned in color, it is time to place the shredded potato in the pan. Press it down to maximize the contact with the bottom of the pan. Then cover with the valve in the closed position. Allow the potato to cook without opening the cover for 5 to 7 minutes. As you can see, the sausages now have cooked very nicely. When frying foods such as eggs, liver, or various types of fish that have no natural oil, you will need to add a bit of nonstick spray or butter to cook. Simply preheat the skillet with the spray or butter already in the pan. When you see the butter begin to bubble or a spray start to lightly tan, add the eggs and set the burner to medium heat for either scrambled or sunny side up fried eggs. You could put a cover in place for a minute and it will solidify the top of the egg. If you want your egg over easy, as we will demonstrate in this example, you would slide the egg to the edge of the pan like this and give them a quick little flip. We will slide the eggs onto the plate with the sausage links. Now we'll finish off the breakfast by removing the hash browns, and there it is, your first breakfast in Kitchen Charm. Hamburgers are a lunchtime favorite, and nothing goes better with hamburgers than corn on the cob. Let's begin by starting the corn. Depending on the quantity of roasting ears you have, you may want to select the large Dutch oven, or in this case, we are only going to prepare a few, so we will start with the forecourt. We place the corn in the forecourt and add a few tablespoons of water to create the vapor. We place the pan on the burner and turn the heat slightly over medium with the valve in the open position. When we hear the whistle sound, we will know it's time to close the valve and turn the heat to the lowest possible setting. While we are waiting, let's preheat the large skillet for frying the hamburgers. Again, we start on slightly over medium heat with nothing in the pan while preheating. There's the whistle for the corn, so let's turn the burner to the lowest setting. Close the valve, and in about 10 to 15 minutes the corn will be done. When the skillet is at the proper temperature for beating the water, it's time to place the hamburgers on the cooking surface. The hamburger will stick a bit at the start, but as the searing process takes place, the meat will begin to loosen. To prevent splattering, place the cover ajar, but don't place it all the way down on the skillet as the vapor seal will prevent the air from getting inside and the meat will not brown and sear. After a couple of minutes, when the burger has released, we will turn and brown the other side. If you want to cook the burger more thoroughly, put the cover in place with the valve closed and reduce the heat to the lowest setting. Now let's have a look at those roasting ears. Notice the bright color has been retained, and so has the flavor. And there you have it. For a great lunchtime meal, roasting ears with juicy, delicious hamburgers. For dinner, we're going to show you how you can prepare foods typically thought to be reserved for oven cooking right on top of the stove. We have selected a roast in this case. It's a boneless chuck roast. You begin by placing the Dutch oven slightly over a medium-high heat to preheat for a couple of minutes. When the cooking surface is hot enough to scatter water, it's time to sear the meat. A couple of advantages to cooking a roast on top of the stove in Kitchen Charm is it cooks faster than it would in an oven at a rate of about 20 minutes per pound, and it will not heat your kitchen up the way an oven will. Also, you will not see any visual shrinkage of the meat as you do in a hot, dry oven that shrinks the roast. So you get more of what you paid for, and the finished roast will be moist and tender. While the roast is searing on one side, let's cut an onion on our food cutter. Once we have seared the roast, on both sides we will add the onion and a bit of sauce for flavor enhancement. At this time, if you want to have a little extra broth at the end of the cooking process, for gravy, then add a cup of water alongside the roast. Any vegetables that you would like to add can also be placed in at this time. In this example, we will add carrots and potatoes. Now we cover the Dutch oven with the dome cover. The dome cover not only provides you with extra capacity, it can also be used for stack cooking. See your cookbook for stack cooking details. Once you see a bit of moisture escaping from the cover's edge, it is time to reduce the heat to the lowest setting. The roast will be done in roughly 20 minutes per pound, but the longer you cook it, the more tender it will be. When the meal is complete, remove the roast and vegetables. Just look at that mouth-watering roast beef dinner. For those of you who enjoy pancakes or French toast for breakfast, we will show you how to cook them like a professional. For pancakes, prepare your favorite mix, and then spray the surface of the 10-inch gourmet pan with a little bit of cooking spray. If you prefer, you can add a little bit of butter or margarine instead of the spray. We are going to preheat on a slightly more than medium setting. When the spray begins to slightly tan, it's time to add the pancake mix. Once you see a firming of the mix in the pan, you will loosen the pancake for the flip. We will brown just a little bit on the other side and then slide it right out on the plate. You can continue to make as many pancakes as you desire without adding any additional spray. If it is French toast you prefer, mix a few eggs, milk, and a touch of salt. Preheat the large skillet at a temperature just slightly over medium with a little bit of margarine, butter, or non-stick cooking spray. We will use butter in this example. When the butter begins to bubble on the surface, dip the bread in the French toast mixture and place a couple of slices in the skillet. Brown for a minute and then flip. When the underside is browned as desired, remove and place the next slice in the pan. You will not need to add any additional butter to the pan for extra slices you prepare. We are also going to show you how to make hard-cooked eggs in the minimum moisture cooking method instead of boiling. Place the eggs in the smallest pan available to accommodate the number of eggs you want to prepare. In this case, we will use the 1.5 quart for just a few eggs. Add several tablespoons of water. Put the pan on the burner over medium heat with the cover on and the temp tone valve in the open position. In a couple of minutes, the whistle sounds. Then turn the heat to low and close the valve. For soft-cooked eggs, they will be done in about 11 minutes. For hard-cooked eggs, cook them about 15 to 16 minutes. There is an advantage to preparing your eggs this way instead of using the high-temperature boiling method. The eggs will stay very moist, and you will not get that green or grayish color around the yolk. Just look how bright yellow that yolk is. And there you have it, a hot breakfast that you and your family will surely love. For this afternoon lunch, we will demonstrate how you can cook pasta without boiling. To begin, we will prepare a simple 5-ingredient spaghetti sauce. You may choose to substitute your own favorite recipe if desired. Preheat a 2-quart saucepan on medium with a bit of olive oil added. Next, we will add onion to the sauté. After a couple of minutes, we will then add minced garlic cloves. We will then sauté the garlic and onion combination for an additional 20 to 30 seconds. Don't cook the garlic too long, or it could become bitter. Next, we will add crushed tomatoes and diced tomatoes. Then add the desired amount of basil and salt to your preferred taste. We will then leave the sauce on a medium heat with the cover in place and the ready temp valve open. When we hear the whistle, remove the cover and reduce the heat to low. We will allow the sauce to continue to simmer uncovered until the pasta has finished cooking. Now let's cook the pasta. We will use the 3-quart in this example. Fill the saucepan about half full of water and place it on the burner over high heat with the cover in place and the ready temp valve in the open position. When the whistle sounds, remove the cover as the water will be just about ready to boil. When it does come to a boil, add the pasta. Adding the pasta will drop the temperature of the water. Reduce the heat to the lowest setting, then cover the pan with the ready temp in the closed position. The advantage to cooking pasta this way is it will not heat your kitchen as it would if you were cooking in an open pan of boiling water. You also save energy by cooking on low, and the pasta will not stick to itself even without adding oil to the water. When the cooking time for the pasta has elapsed, test it to determine if it is cooked as desired. Pour the pasta into the container to drain. Lunch is served. For this dinner, we are going to demonstrate how to prepare pan-fried whitefish and how to cook rice without boiling. In addition, we will cook cabbage, a vegetable generally associated with a lingering smell. But with the minimum moisture method of cooking, the cabbage will not create any objectionable odor for your home. And when it's done, it will be very sweet to the taste, even without adding anything for flavor enhancement. Let's start with the rice. Take 2 cups of long-grain white rice and add it to the 1.5-quart saucepan. Put in the appropriate amount of water as called for in the instructions. Set the temperature on high with the cover in place and the ready temp valve in the open position. When the whistle sounds, remove the cover and allow the rice to boil for 1 additional minute. Then turn the burner to the off position, cover the rice with the ready temp valve in the closed position, and allow the rice to sit for a minimum of 15 minutes. You can, however, leave the rice as long as you want without overcooking. It will stay hot for hours because the cookware retains the heat by virtue of the construction. Next, we will prepare the cabbage. We have placed a head of cabbage in the 3-quart saucepan. We will add a few tablespoons of water to the pan and place it on the burner on medium heat. When the whistle on the cabbage sounds, close the ready temp valve and reduce the heat to low. Now it's time to start cooking the fish. Most whitefish has no oil naturally in the meat. Therefore, if you want to pan fry fish, you will need to add a bit of butter, margarine, or cooking spray. In this example, we are going to use cooking spray. We spray the pan and set the heat to a medium setting. Once the pan is heated for a minute or two, the cooking spray begins to lightly tan. After one side of the fish is browned, we will turn and brown the other side and squeeze a bit of lemon over it for flavor enhancement. When cooking is complete, spoon the rice onto the plate. Place the fish over the rice and finish with a generous helping of cabbage. Well, there you go, your 7th meal in Kitchen Charm cookware. Here are a few helpful hints to enhance your cooking experience with Kitchen Charm. First, if you prefer to use margarine for lubricating the pan, do not use light margarine. Light margarine contains too much water and will cause splattering and sticking problems. If you are adding salt to the water for flavor enhancement, always stir the salt so that it is not standing on the cooking surface. Unstirred salt will cause white marking on the stainless steel surface that can be difficult to remove. When you are preheating a pan, please do not leave the room, as you may forget to return in the appropriate amount of time and you may damage your stovetop or the cookware. From time to time, stainless steel will get heat tints on the surface. To remove the tints, use a little bit of stainless steel cleaner such as Cameo or Barkeeper's Friend or any other variety that you would find at your grocery store. Create a paste and in a circular motion with the grain of the finish, run the cleanser over the surface and then wash and rinse. If you do not have the contact information for your distributor, you can contact the Kitchen Charm Customer Service Department for the distributor's contact information.